Baba.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the 411 Mamas. This is Chrissy, and today I am talking about a topic that is very near and dear to me. I'm going to talk to you about infant colic. My son had colic for many months, and after the colic had kind of subsided a little bit, he was very high needs till recently, really. Very clingy, poor sleep habits, etc., etc. And I think in this video today I'm going to basically talk about colic, and if you guys want me to make a separate video about like my personal experience, what worked for us, what helped, all that sort of stuff, then I will definitely do another video about my own journey with colic. What is colic per se? So as you can see, colic is defined by the 3 rules of 3: crying daily for more than 3 hours for at least 3 days a week for 3 weeks or longer. But in my experience, and maybe in your experience, colic can far exceed those guidelines. What is the cause of colic? That's a tough question because most doctors will tell you that the cause is unknown. In some cases, although they say in rare cases, colic could be caused from gastrointestinal issues, reflux, gas, things like that. And some doctors believe that if you have a complicated birth, that could also cause colic. But as far as the studies go, there is no cause. They say that colic is present in between 5 to 25% of all babies, and it is not gender specific, so there is equal amounts of girls with colic as there are boys. Doctors will also tell you that colic could last generally 3 to 4 months, but again, it could be shorter than that. It could be longer than that. There's people that have had children with colic for up to a year old. The prognosis of colic babies is pretty much on target with any other regular baby. So generally by the 1 year mark, their temperament is equal to a regular baby that didn't experience colic. Some people will tell you though, and in my personal opinion, my baby was high needs. He was extremely clingy, had a lot of sleep issues, temperamental, but again, normal babies can also experience that too. What do you do if you think that your child has colic? Well, number 1, bring them to their pediatrician and rule out any other underlying medical cause that could be causing them to cry all the time or be uncomfortable. Also, make sure that you monitor your child for vomiting or a fever, any changes in their stool, if they're lethargic, or if they are starting to lose weight. Other things that you want to check for is to make sure they don't have any ear infection if they're pulling at or tugging at their ears, any skin rashes, anything like that. If their toenails are too long, that could be causing them pain. Make sure that they're not growing any teeth, because that could be a cause of discomfort. And also look in their mouth to see if they have any yeast growing, any white patches, because that can also cause discomfort in babies too. And this is definitely a no-brainer, but make sure that all the basic needs are met. Make sure that your child is well fed, they're not overtired, their diaper's dry, all of that kind of stuff. Just make sure of all of these things before you can assume that it's colic. Is there treatment for colic? Well, this is definitely one of those trial and error things, and you're going to probably go through a lot of things trying to find out what can help or ease your baby, and it might take months to figure out. I'm going to talk about diet. If your baby is breastfed, you can try an elimination diet, which is what I tried to do. Try first eliminating the things from your diet that can cause stomach upset, so anything that is gas producing, such as garlic, onions, beans, anything like that. Try removing that from your diet and see if that helps your baby's tummy. Also, in some babies, which they say is rare, but they might have a lactose allergy or a milk protein intolerance. So you might have to try like a dairy elimination diet if you're breastfeeding. And this can be very restrictive because a lot of things actually contain milk protein that you wouldn't think. So you really have to read your labels. And also, if you're doing that elimination diet, make sure that you give it at least a couple weeks to kick in because lactose can stay in the baby system for a while. So just give it a few weeks before you give up on that. For formula-fed babies, your doctor might suggest switching a formula to one that's got the milk proteins broken down a little bit. They might suggest one with probiotics in to help their digestion and their stomach. Or as a last case, they might suggest a non-allergenic formula altogether, which are unluckily the most priciest ones on the shelf. Now to discuss some of the calming measures that you can do with your baby. These are definitely trial and error as well. What works for one baby does not work for the other, and sometimes absolutely nothing works. So you can try swaddling your baby, rocking your baby, or putting them in a swing. Some babies like the shushing sound or white noise. Sometimes the vibration from a car ride can really help, and I've heard of some moms putting their baby in the car seat and putting them on top of the dryer. Supervised, obviously, but like the vibration can help. Sometimes water therapy helps, putting your baby in a nice warm bath or bringing them in the shower with you and letting the water hit their back. Lots of tummy rubs and leg pumps, bicycle their legs, because that could help get the gas moving out of their stomach. My son loved a pacifier. I did not want to give him one, but I pretty much had to. He loved that thing. Sometimes if you can bring them into a darker room, it can calm them down, because sometimes I find if there's a lot going on, they can get really overstimulated. Maybe some music, some soft music. And some people swear by like gripe water or colic calm and any assortment of grandma's homemade recipes. Try these things at your own risk, but apparently they're not proven to work. And some people also swear by a chiropractor. Again, at your own risk, you can try that and definitely go to somebody who is a professional and works a lot with infants. Again, some of these things might work for your child. Sometimes they don't work. Please don't get discouraged if they don't work. Colic is a beast, and sometimes it just takes time. Just time for your baby to outgrow the colic. The most important thing with colic is to learn to cope emotionally, because it could be very tough, very trying on you and your relationship with your partner, your family, your friends. Sometimes you just want to distance yourself from people, but really I would suggest reaching out to people, getting as much help as you can. If somebody offers to come and watch your child, don't worry that they're going to cry the whole time. Just get your butt out of the house and take a break. Don't feel bad when your husband comes home from work, just handing him the child and saying, you know, I'm going to go take like a hot shower, take a bath, or I'm going to go grocery shopping by myself. You just need a little bit of sanity, so any, couple minutes that you can get to yourself, just do it. If you feel like that you are getting really, really depressed over this, like beyond normalcy, please do not hesitate to visit your doctor, because you want to make sure that you're ruling out postpartum depression. And if you do have postpartum depression, don't be ashamed of it. The doctor can really help you and help you to get through it and help you to cope way better. Sometimes colic can cause you to get very angry. You're tired, you're depressed, you're feeling like at the end of your rope, but please, please, please do not take your anger out on your child. It is not their fault that they have colic, and sometimes it's hard to reason that in your head, but there is no shame in just laying your child down gently in their crib and walking away from them for 5 or 10 minutes just to regroup, go punch a pillow or yell into a pillow, go cry your eyes out, do anything you need to do, but just make sure that you are only coming to your child in a calm manner and you are not taking out your anger and frustration on them. One thing that you will hear a lot of is people that want to give you advice that have never experienced colic. If you've never experienced colic, then you really have no idea what these people are going through. You will hear a lot of people telling you, the baby's just hungry, feed it more, or you're just a first-time mom, you don't know what you're doing. All kinds of things that people will say. Please take those comments with a grain of salt, just turn the other cheek, and let me tell you that they don't know what they're talking about. One of my best suggestions, and one of the things that has hands down helped me get through it, was finding a support group. And I have a support group on Facebook full of a bunch of girls that I absolutely love. They all went through the same thing as me, and we still talk daily and share stories. They have the most helpful advice that you can get because they are in your shoes, and sometimes you literally just need to vent to somebody that knows exactly what you're going through. Alright, so that's about all that I have to say at this point discussing colic. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I will definitely offer up some advice. And again, if you want to see more of my story on colic, how we got through it, how we dealt with it, I can definitely make another video, so please let me know, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.